Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunburned Albino plays Return of the Obra. Okay, well, so this is my second time trying to record this, so if my dog starts barking again, I'm gonna be -1 dog. Return of the Obra Dinn is a detective sort of mystery slash thriller slash puzzle solver set in a black and white gradient style thing. And what you've got is 60 people, like a ship came back and like its crew was like all basically dead or missing, or you have to figure out their fates. Essentially, it was a ship that they like lost track of and came back and like everyone was gone. So what you have to do is you have to go on the ship and you got to figure out what happened, and you get this sort of like magic compass for some reason, and you can use it to sort of rewind time for the corpses you find. So you can see like still images of what was going on at the time of their deaths. And then you piece that together across different chapters, because there's like 9 chapters, and you do them in any order, which is insane because it's so hard to figure things out. It really is.
I don't know. I'll hoist it up in a few minutes.
Hey!
Oh, I'm a dude again.
Ow.
The last time I tried to record this, I had a chick protagonist, and also on my other file I have a dude protagonist. So I guess it just kind of switches each time you play. Which, sure, alright, I don't care. But yeah, so this is what the game looks like, and you may or may not like it. I pretty bluntly didn't like it at first, but it grows on you. You start to tolerate it. So we'll just do the first, like, few dudes. So there's a dead body right there. So what we do is look around until the dude calls us back. And then we're gonna open our box and get our tools. So on the surface, the game is like, it's a Victorian era slash kind of whatever, a mystery, and you're like, oh, it seems pretty, figure out, hello. Oh, you're such an old man. Fine, I'll open it down there. What good are you? Also, what kind of box is too heavy when all that's in it is a book and a compass? You can't lift a book and a compass? Like, what is wrong with you? Yeah, look at that. That's all that's in here. How can you not lift that? You lazy piece of crap. Alright, so here's our journal. It's going to be our most important tool. Well, second most important. First most important is probably the magic compass. But being able to journal all of our stuff is pretty important. So this is our crew manifest. 61 people. Got 51 ship people and like however many passengers and a couple unknowns, and like we have like an artist and like a cook and whatever. So we have to identify all these people and how they died and who killed them, if it was someone that killed them, or if it was like an accident or what have you, or if it was something a little more spectacular, wink wink, which is part of this. So yeah. And then these sketches will help you identify who's who based on like where they're at. So like Formosan royalty, I don't know where Formosa is, but it seems to be an Asian thing. But then there's also Chinese people. So they kind of don't let you like just base it on race either, or any of those like sort of obvious categorizations, because it's usually more complicated than that. So let's flip through the whole book because they want us to do that for the first time. But yeah, each chapter is a different set of happenings, and sometimes it'll surprise you what order they happen in. So let's close the book. But yeah. And the way it works is like, you know, we'll insert ourselves into the scenario where these people are dying. And then you can use the compass from there. It'll usually lead to, like, somebody else being already dead at around the time that another death is taking place. So you'd kind of just link the events together and, like, go and, like, do each body individually. So let's do this!
Captain! Open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells!
You bastards may take exactly what I give you!
So, our first murder / possibly justifiable death, given that this dude's got an axe and was trying to break the door down. And then this guy was just kind of standing there. So from here we can look and see who people are based on their portraits. So this is that guy. And then this is that guy. And then, excuse me, this is that guy. But we don't know anything about these people yet, other than their portraits. But that will change. Because in the dialogue and stuff and events leading up to these things, usually people will let, like, names slip or stations or some other kinds of, like, identifying. You identify people based on their accents a lot, or at least I do. That's a good way for me to kind of narrow down who people are, is listening to them talk. Be like, "Hey, open the door now, please. Can you do that for me?" And then it's like, "Oh, I know you're a..." Well, I was trying to do an Irish accent, but that wasn't it. "Oh, why don't you open the door for me, huh? Please? I got an axe in my hand." Nope, that's still British. That's just a different British accent. "Hey, oi, Captain, break down the door is what I'll do if you don't open it." That was like a little, I don't know what that, okay. But yeah, so who is this, how do we die? So we know from watching this that they were shot with a gun. And we don't know who did it yet. Well, I do, but I'm gonna pretend like I don't for the purposes of this. Oh, actually we do, because the dude literally says Captain, so, okay, I don't need to... Yeah. This person's face appears blurred throughout the book. This blurring indicates that you don't yet have sufficient information to determine their identity. Their fate may be known and can be entered now. Yes. Trying to name them while their face is blurred would be unproductive. Carry on and pay attention. Oh yeah, I mean, you don't. Yeah. Faces become unblurred with the information necessary to identify them has been revealed in some way. Which is super arbitrary in my experience, because maybe I'm just bad at piecing information together. But like on my other playthrough, I've only sealed 12 fates, like done them. But there's like 30 more people whose faces are not blurred that I'm supposedly able to identify that I cannot. But so, yeah, the captain killed this dude. We don't know who he is yet, but we know that the captain killed him. So then you make your first deductions and it takes you back here. You always have like a little bit of a time limit the first time you view a memory, which is kind of annoying. But, you know, it's necessary because it means that you get the entry filled in your journal. I hate this dude specifically because I still don't know who this guy is, even on my other playthrough. And he appears in like almost every single memory. I figured out who this dude is. Obviously we know that that's the captain. But this guy has eluded me forever. So is this dude. I don't know who this guy is either. But... yeah. Alright, so... that's just a bit of struggle from my other playthrough. So now we leave, and we're back in, like, the real world, and we can carry on. You know, the reviewer said that, like, you can do the events in any order, which is true to an extent, but you have to, like, do certain things before other areas get unlocked. Like, the lower deck, as you can see, this lower deck isn't unlocked right now. You have to... I don't think it's necessarily about solving fates more than it is just about viewing certain chapters in their entirety. Alright, so we got a dead dude over there, and we got a dead dude over here. Let's do it!
Where are they? Must be in here someplace.
They're at the bottom of the sea.
That's a lie.
I like the sound effects because they're really like accurate sounding. Like, it's quite, you know, if you take the stuff. Oh, look at this dude over here. What you doing? Got a knife in your mouth. It's never a good sign. Okay, you are the captain, so you knifed this dude in the throat, and this is the guy that whose memory this is his death, and I still don't know who he is. But yeah, okay, took his gun. As for right now, this is the last chapter that they're starting with, by the way. This is chapter 9. So much stuff has happened before this, and you've got not a clue just how crazy all of it is to lead to this moment. Which is, it is a joy to experience, and a genuine shock at times. Something that gives it away a little bit is if you look at, you know, Claude. That's interesting. If you say struck, you've got hooves, tail, and wing as options, so what the hell's going on with that? Torn apart, that's pretty ominous. Spiked, what could that possibly mean? It gives you a little bit of an insight into what kind of events are going down, and they're not all natural, I'll tell you that. Okay, so this dude died because he got knifed in the throat by Robert Witterell, who was the captain. Because that was that same dude. Still don't know who he is, though. 2 others were present, so you can see he was present, and he was present, but also this dude up here was present. He was the one rappelling down, or whatever, in the back. You know, this was a coordinated attack, naturally, which, you know, smells of a mutiny. I mean, why else would several crew members attack a captain? That's kind of that's sort of basic ship pirate, or not pirate, but you know what I mean. Basic, like, seamanship code of conduct is like, if you turn on the captain, it's called a mutiny. And people do it all the time for some reason. Well, for different reasons. Either incompetence, or betrayal, or greed, you know, what have you. So let's take a look at this dude now. Oh, gross. Alright, so that's the sound of the dude getting knifed in the throat from before. And then this dude just got whacked in the head. And I don't really see this killing anybody. Like, unless this thing's made of metal, which I don't believe that it is. It looks like an oar. It's not. It's like a, I don't know, a spear, but like, you know, this is the blunt end. It's just made of wood, almost assuredly. But here's the captain again. So he's just straight up murdering everybody, well, defending himself, really, but like, he's a badass. This dude couldn't kill him, this dude couldn't kill him. I mean, this dude wasn't much of a threat from far away, but yeah. So this is that top dude from up there. My biggest weakness is probably identifying people's jobs on the ship, because I have no idea what any of it means. Like, I know captains, I know, like, the mates. I can understand the cook, you know, but, like, midshipman, top man, seaman, the difference between all those, I don't know. I know midshipmen is like people who work in the middle of the ship, top man is like people who work at the top of the ship, and then seamen. But like seamen and top man are like the same, kind of. I don't know. Someone will probably educate me on that. But so this dude was clubbed. Is that the word, or is it struck? No, because struck is like animal, because like hooves and stuff. So yeah, you were clubbed by Robert Witterell, but we don't know who you are still. One other person was present. Oh yeah, it's just these two people. All right. It's helpful to like view this because like, oh, is there someone like I didn't know? Like, did I not view the entire memory? Because sometimes looking at a memory, you want to like go into a different area from where the attack or whatever is actually taking place, so you can see who's kind of gathered around listening or whatever. Alright, but we're slowly piecing together this particular chapter, at least. This dude's still, you know, throat slit on the ground and stuff. And now this door is open. And we have a woman. Who looks dead. She looks dead. Maybe she sleeps in a sarcophagus style, but she looks pretty dead. And then when we find out how she dies, oh boy, are you in for it. Okay, so yeah, like now this door is open, because it wasn't before. It was locked if you would try to open it before. So you do have to do certain events to like get things to open up, but... Alright, so first, let's do this one.
Abigail, your brother, my friend, I shot him dead. I'll be with you soon, my love.
So yeah, she's dead. You learn a lot of things from that, actually.
Please forgive me for everything.
So yeah, he blew his own face open. That's the captain. Sure is. Abigail's over here being dead. So that conversation reveals that she is his wife, which makes sense because she's sleeping in his quarters. Unless she was just some hoe bag, you know? It reveals that she was already dead when this took place, and he says that he shot her brother, which means her brother is this dude, which means that her brother will have the same last name as her maiden name, which is important. And that's how you can actually deduce who this guy is now, finally. So we'll just wait for the thing to, like, you know, fade out. Because you can interrupt it and, like, go through the journal beforehand, but it's better not to. So you get the entry filled in that you can actually work with. Alright, and that's the end of that chapter. Which means the captain is pretty much the last person to die in the entire game. And we've already seen it. So, this person's face is no longer blurred, which means they can now be identified. Use the book and the pocket watch to gather enough information. Yeah, whatever. Okay, great. Sure. Crew manifests and artist sketches, along with the individual conversation logs, find clues about names, appearances, all that stuff. There were 60 people on the ship. Decisive information is rare. You'll have to make assumptions. Some identities can only be revealed through a process of elimination. Which is a big problem. It really is. This dude is Captain Robert Witterell, and he committed suicide by gun. Aha, we did it. This may or may not be correct. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's correct. Fates are validated in sets of 3. This prevents you from just, like, brute forcing stuff. Like, oh, if I just go through every name and every mode of death, we can just lock it in that way. Nah. You have to get 3 people right before they lock in any of your information. Which is a huge issue. For me, specifically. On my other playthrough it is, anyway. Okay, so he shot himself. And then now we can go back to part 1. Hey, Cloudy. And now we know who this dude is, because we know who Abigail is. And Abigail Hoskett Witterell. So her maiden name is Hoskett, which means her brother would have the same last name as that middle name. So this dude is William Hoskett, the first mate. But we still don't know who the other two people are. I mean, we know you're Abigail. So you're Abigail. We don't know how you died yet, though. But we're going to figure that out next, and it's going to be kind of insane. So, let's do it. Pretty much every memory we go to now will be before this exchange. Alright, that means... I actually don't know what this means. I'm not sure if that means, like, that's how many people we've correctly identified, because it's not, because we've only identified 3 people. And we've only correctly identified and solved 2 of them completely. So I'm not sure what the X's mean, because sometimes they're like half. It's half a notch, half of an X. Yeah, so, you know, when there's a giant octopus attack, you maybe don't want to be on deck looking for your husband. That's all I gotta say. And you guys are like, whoa, what the hell? Octopus? Yeah, my reaction exactly. And guess what? It doesn't end there. But it makes sense when you explore it. Not this one particularly, but... yeah, so this is Abigail. She just went and got waylaid by some rigging because this octopus just fucking baseballed her face with a giant, like, starport or whatever you want to call it. And then there's lots of people in this memory that are all just getting wrecked by this octopus, this denizen of the sea. This dude, for example, is in half. So he's the next death that you figure out. Because if anybody is already dead in a memory where someone is being dead, or getting dead, that's how you do it. So this leads back to chapter 7. So we skipped chapter 8, evidently. This is a little bit before that. The corpse was moved post-mortem. Abigail Hoskett Witterell met an unknown fate. Oh, it's not so unknown. Absolutely crushed by rigging. And there we go. We have our first set of 3. Yep. Then they tell you which ones were correct. Which is helpful, because then you know which ones are not, if you have identified a few other ones. And you're like, okay, like, I think I got this right, but I need 2 more right things. But oh, I guess this one wasn't right because it didn't activate with the other ones. So, yeah. Alright. And then from here we can start to press, like, the A button, which shows us where a dead body is in this memory. And, spoiler alert, this dude's dead. So let's check him out. And then in the real world, this glowy little thing takes us to where the body is, even if we already know where it is, we have to follow it. This is kind of annoying sometimes, because sometimes where you have to go is like 2 feet from where you already are, but you still have to, like, indulge this thing, because it'll take, like, a weird path to get there just so the music will finish. And it's like, can you hurry up, please? I already know where I'm trying to go. If I have one major problem with this game, it's that you can't just quickly experience memories whenever you want to. Like, you have to go to where they are, which is really annoying. I wish you could just, like, select them from the journal. It would eliminate a lot of unnecessary walking around. So yeah, we know exactly what happened to this dude. I still don't know who he is, though, on my other playthrough. Yep, I don't know who that guy is either. I do know who that guy is. I do know who that guy is. I don't know who that guy is for sure. And this guy appears to be dead, so you'll be next. I don't know who that guy is. I've had real trouble nailing down who, like, the first, second, third, and fourth mates are, because they could all be anyone. They're all from England, they all wear the hats. So. On the main deck. How can I already identify him? How is there enough information? Don't understand. I mean, he was, we say, torn apart, right? By a terrible beast, for sure. So, like, here's the... Okay, so the crew list, like, separated by country of origin. You know, you've got a lot of people that are from the same one, then you got, like, odd ones out, like Austria. There's only one guy from Austria. There's only one dude from France, I think. There's tons of people from England. Oh, there's another guy from Austria. And, yeah, Formosa. And then you've got different things here, but this doesn't always help. And he's a top man from Persia. Dude, Persia, is this who that dude is? I don't know. I don't know what people are. Like, it's hard. I've never seen this dude talk, I don't think. So, but yeah, you can just, like, say that they're whoever they are, but be wrong. So let's just go back to being unknown there. But yeah, it's really hard to put this game down because it just leads one thing after another. Like, it never lets up. And you're like, oh, well, I gotta see who else is dead in this now. Oh yeah, this is the dude that got... No, it couldn't be. Because his body is still intact. But yeah, this will be the last thing that I do, and then we'll call it quits. But, you know, games on Steam is $19.99, just came out. It's worth it. It's a good game. I enjoy it. You can let yourself get sucked into the mystery, and it will suck you in. Almost guaranteed. I mean, you have to like these kinds of games. But if you do, it's a good one. Ouch. Throw the powder means this dude got exploded. Now, who threw the powder? Did you throw the powder? What about you guys? You guys just hanging out? Oh, you were still alive at this point. Good for you. Not gonna last very long. Sorry to tell you. Hello. You're having some trouble. I've never noticed that guy there before. I think he was one of the ones that went missing on my other playthrough. Not sure how we would just deduce where he ended up at that point. But, yeah. So I assume you threw powder, because someone had to have. Because I don't see anywhere else it could have came from. But that doesn't mean he got murdered. Yeah, 5 others were present. So you, yeah, we saw all you. No, don't close the door already. I have to identify the dude first. I don't know who he is, but I know that he was exploded. So, yeah, I mean, that's gonna do it for the spotlight. That's how the game works. It's very easy to lose yourself in, and it can be extremely frustrating, because, like, I've hit several walls all at the same time, and I have no idea how to make any headway on my other playthrough. I've got tons of people misidentified, which is, yeah. But okay. So I hope you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, whatnot. Check out stuff. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to keep playing it. I know some things, but I don't know enough that I think I can avoid spoiling things. Because again, I only have like 9 more fates correct than what I just did in this video. So, and it's not like I have them all memorized. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and alright.